I think that entrepreneurs, technical entrepreneurs, tend to underestimate the beginning, how much work it takes on the business side of things. It's just not putting together a business plan and learning how to put together some financial statements, but just all the time it takes to do the business side, to meet and greet investors, to convince them to invest in your company, to license your technology out of a university. All these things that are fundamental to actually starting a business that the entrepreneur who's technical has to learn how to do and seek support. So let's talk a little bit about your own journey as a company. You started here as a student leader of an entrepreneurship club, a great one, and then you decided to start your company. The university has its own incubation program, like many universities, and then there's incubators in the city of Boston, and then there's different angel investors and then institutional investors. Why don't you just tell us slowly, that, as you see it, the successive stages of growth of 3D Fortify as a business, not as a technology?
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, when we first started in 2015, I don't think any of us knew what a business model was or or how to approach anything, really. And so going through the biotech entrepreneurs, going through IDEA was a huge help in kind of just like setting the mindset of you have a technology, this is the things you need to wrap around it to make it viable. And so we took that approach, that idea, what we learned there, we applied into Mass Challenge, which is the world's largest venture accelerator, I think, right now. Mass Challenge, 4,000 applications, only 128 people get incubated for 4 months. And so through that, we were introduced to the Boston network. We met some of our first customers there. We met early advisors there, and we really solidified our business model. We did all of our customer discovery during that time. Still are, but the big push in customer discovery was during that time. And so we ended up taking home the gold at Mass Challenge, which came with some money, which was nice.
The gold means the top prize award.
Yeah, we were one of the top 20 startups out of the 4,000 that applied, which is pretty cool. And then we took that. We were incubated in Autodesk for 9 months. So Mass Challenge is right next to Autodesk, and they have some insight into the companies to go through. And
Autodesk is a manufacturer, a developer of a very popular 3D modeling software package.
Exactly, and so there was a lot of synergies there. We actually worked with their software engineers on integrating our software into theirs, and so it was very nice. The focus of the space here in Boston is called the Autodesk Build Space, focused on hardware development. So there was a bunch of CNC equipment, there was laser cutters, things that we needed to make our first prototypes, and so we got to do that all in house and be housed for free with Autodesk. And then we took all of that and we raised our first round of venture capital. 96 meetings and 6 yeses. Yeah, it's actually my favorite part of the whole job.
And you were at every single meeting yourself?
Every single meeting, yeah. Both East Coast, West Coast, Chicago, New York, Boston. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. And so, yeah, 96 meetings, 6 yeses. We raised mostly from West Coast institutional investors. And then once we raised that capital, we hired a team that was too big to fit in Autodesk, so we moved to Southie, and we've kind of been moving since then.
And one thing that the entrepreneur has to do when they go out to raise money, they have to put together just one heck of a great investor presentation.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you got the beginnings of that in the Northeastern Incubator. You really worked on it at Mass Challenge, and then you kept on working on it while you're at the Autodesk Incubator.
Right.
And with your friends and advisors and so forth, and tuning it up. And then after each investor presentation, even if they said no, you said to yourself, well, what did I learn from that?
Exactly. You can apply what you learn from all the no's and kind of tweak your investor pitch along the way. And every no is closer to one yes.
Yeah, that's right. And then if you get a yes, they call up their friends because they want to invest with other people.
Exactly, yeah. Then you can kind of play that scarcity game. And
yes. So you ended up getting your lead investment from a clean tech
that's correct, yeah.
venture capital company that, in the idea about the clean tech, is that the 3D printing saves the shipping and production and shipping, and
It's also an additive technology,
An additive
so
technology.
there's no waste theoretically with the process.
that's right. And that's right.
Yeah.
So it has the whole sustainability play. And then that investor probably helped you close off your initial round.
That's correct. Yeah, it was $2.5 million.
And how does an entrepreneur go about the process of deciding how much equity an investor should get? I don't want to know the specifics of your deal, but in terms of understanding the valuation of a company, like what is the post-money valuation? What's your company worth? So somebody puts in $1 million, how much stock they get. How do you go about that as a first-time entrepreneur and make sure you're not giving away too much or not offering too little?
Right. Yeah. So we actually got really lucky. Our first our lead investor, gave us very good terms. We looked at some of the market comparables on Crunchbase and stuff like that, and it seems like, at least for first-time entrepreneurs that have never done this before, they're all under 26. We got pretty good deal. We only gave up
Under 26 what, Carla?
age 26.
Under age 26 first time.
Yeah, and so we got a pretty good deal, and so I honestly wouldn't know how to do it the other way if they hadn't set the valuation, but they just set the valuation, and we thought it was very fair. Our advisors thought it was very fair. It's actually a great deal. So